That's what I would say. Come on, let's go. God, this is so awesome. So the latest version of the H.I.G.s physics mod, hand interaction and gravity gloves physics mod, actually has a fix for the physics engine, so you don't have to worry about setting it for a specific frame rate anymore. It'll actually dynamically change based on whatever your frame rate happens to be at the time. So what that means is now I don't have to set it for a specific resolution and then lock myself into it. What I used to do is I used to set it to, I used to set my ASW to 45 forced enabled, which basically locked me at a half frame rate with ASW enabled all the time so it wouldn't keep fluctuating. And then I'd go into my ini files and set the settings for the physics. I forget what the settings were now, but there's a couple settings you gotta change in relation to your frame rate. So the end result now is, now I can just leave it ASW automatic, and when I'm in the overworld and I'm looking at all the millions of gigantic trees I've added to the game, the frame rate will lock to a half frame rate, which in this case I'm running at 72, so it goes down to 36. And then uses ASW to make it still feel like 72, which is why the video looks alright. You might notice some glitching in some of the frames, but it's a small price to pay for VR comfort. But then when I go inside, or I'm in a dungeon, my graphics card can actually handle that. I got a 1080 Ti with an i7. So when I'm inside, I actually get the full 72, and things are really smooth. You know, so outdoors combat is still manageable, but indoors combat, where it's usually more important, is ridiculously smooth now. Whereas before I had to settle for 36 frames per second all the time just so I could keep the frame rate stable for the physics settings. The other thing about the H.I.G.s mod is now with your weapon equipped, you can interact with stuff. You used to not be able to do that in the original version of H.I.G.s. I gotta tell you, it's been a long road to get to the H.I.G.s VR mod, but now that they've got H.I.G.s, Skyrim is an officially perfect VR game. I can't even think of anything else we need that's missing. Well, I guess, you know, we still can't collision weapons with the enemies. It's still, you know, collisionless pancake flailing. You know, maybe one day they'll figure that out, so it'll be more like sword and sorcery, where you actually get the weapon collisions that stop your weapons when they meet each other while fighting. I mean, right now, this is what happens. You can't really... It's only the little physics objects that you can move separately from the world that you can interact with while it's equipped. But still, it's really cool. You can poke bodies with it once they're dead. Like flip them over with your sword to make sure they're dead. That's immersive. Immersive killing. Which is really what Skyrim is all about. Not that you will kill people, but that if you have to kill people, you'll be able to do it in a very realistic fashion. God, I just bumped up my graphics slider in the Oculus app and I just cannot believe how clear everything is. I bump up that resolution and I'm using the Contrast Adaptive Sharpener mod, which you can find on the Nexus, by the way. And it's like the Vaseline has been cleared off my lenses. Everything's crisp and clear. You know, if I have super sampling on right now, and I may not, I've only got 1.1 or 1.2, but I think I forgot to even use super sampling this time. And everything is just so crisp. God, that's awesome. Yep, just fucking around in Skyrim.
That's close enough.
Whoa.
That's close enough. Back off. I'm warning.
That's close
Back
enough.
off. Close enough.
Alright, guys.
I'm warning. That's close enough.
What the hell just happened there? Just fell down from up there? Whoa. Wow, I think maybe my physics are fucked up. It's raining Nords. See, that's worth the price of admission right there. Clean up the dead bodies. What's up, ladies? Nice physics today. God, I cannot stress enough that everybody should try out Forests of Dibella. Just love how white these snow forests are. Just like they're glowing. The only thing that's weird is in the distance they're a little too dark. Just happened. Man. It's just a goat, guys. You don't have to kill everything. But anyway, so they're a little dark in the distance and then they pop white, so you still get some kind of pop-in effect, but you know, before they pop in, that's kind of a cool atmospheric effect, you know, it's almost like, I don't know, it just adds more interest, more contrast. I don't know what happened with Forests of Dibella, like, that mod came out originally way before I got into modding Skyrim VR. It was up on the Nexus, and then there was like some mod drama between the creators of that mod and I think maybe people that were helping him with the mod, or he was involved in a project with other people, and then when he put out Forests of Dibella, they were upset because their art was used in it. Which, you know, I can understand, you know, you're supposed to give credit where credit is due, but it ultimately ended with the guy taking the mod off of the Nexus permanently. So now if you want to find Forrest of DeBella, you actually have to search for his website and get it directly from his blog. But I don't know, I mean, you know, it takes a village to make Skyrim mods, right? Like every load order is a combination of several artists' work. So the idea that one guy, like, mixed and matched from other people's art, you know, mods that they've created. Get this mud crab. Alright. Good form, ladies.
Still here.
But yeah, fuck internet drama. At the end of the day, I am happy to use Forrest of DeBella on my load order because it's fantastic. Like, whoever's responsible for this art, God bless them.
I work at the mill, chop trees, carry logs, saw lumber, you know.
Oh, that's a good life.